यहाँ रखूँ क्या? Conservation. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anjali Yadav from Kirin Advisors. Welcome you all for the virtual roadshow of ABS Marine Services Limited. ABS Marine Services Limited, established in 1992, and it's a Chennai-based company. And it's a service span across the four verticals that include ship owning, ship management, marine services, and port services. With an international presence and a strategically positioned office in Mumbai, Kochi, and Singapore, and Kakinada, ABS has been delivering global solution for shipping world. ABS has been executing third-party technical management and crew management over 3 decades, focusing on safety and energy conservation on board and ashore. Now I would like to invite Captain P.B. Narayanan, Chairman and Managing Director, ABS Marine Services Limited. Hello, sir. Captain Jeevan Krishnan
A
Sanjeevan,
very good
Full-time
afternoon to
Director,
you.
ABS Marine Services Limited. Hello, sir.
Hello, madam. Good evening to everybody.
Mr. Rajnikant, Managing Director, Aksan Capital Advisory Limited. Hello,
Hi,
sir.
happy evening to all.
Miss Neelam Gurbakshni, Manager, GYR Capital Advisor Private Limited. Hello,
Hello,
ma'am.
Anjali.
Yeah.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Now, I request PB Narayan sir to give a brief insight about the company. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm speaking to you from Chennai. I can't even say a warm welcome because it's so hot here. Anyway, I hope all of you are in comfortable places. This company we started as a shipping company because I already had a background of shipping. I joined the Great Eastern Shipping Company in 1976 as a cadet and went through the various process and became a captain in 85. So I did have this vision of starting something on my own and worked diligently towards it. After my sea career, I did work with another company for some time to gain experience how the shore side of the shipping works. Well, that was a long time back. It was in 1992 I set up this company, and many decades have passed, and we have come to a very important stage where we welcome you all to share our wealth as well as our energy and our enthusiasm to take this company forward. I really welcome all of you to participate in our IPO. I'm sure you will not regret it. Thank you very much for letting me have this first say. And I would request Anjali to take this meeting ahead.
Anjali, you are in mute.
Now, thank you so much, sir, for giving a brief detail about the company. Now, I request Captain Jeevan Krishnan, sir, to give a detailed presentation about the company.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. As Captain Narayanan just mentioned, the company was founded in 1992 in Chennai, and from then on, we have been, started off as a ship management company, went on to become a ship owner, then went on to add marine services and port services to its portfolio. And Right now in 2024, where we stand, we have these four verticals delivering various services in the maritime industry. Next slide. We have about the ship that you see in the background is one of our ships that we own. It's a platform supply vessel, a DP2 platform supply vessel. We have about 55 people working ashore in offices in Bombay, Chennai, and Cochin, and we also have a small satellite office in Kakinada for the East Coast of India operations. We have about 10 strategic contracts with various government organizations. From We have about 36 vessels where we are giving various kinds of services for various ship owners, including ourselves. Five ships are owned ships, and we also have one long-term chartered in ship, which we have further chartered it to own using for long-term contract. So in the FY24 year ending, this financial year ending, we had a revenue of about 135 crores with a EBITDA of about 44 crores and a PAT of about 25 crores, which we will see further in the upcoming slides. So our core values are these 5 points indicated. All are equally important. Sustainability is a very important factor going ahead to decarbonize our industry. Shipping industry is very hard. It is a hard to abate industry. So there is a lot of focus on that. So whatever ships we buy, whatever ships we operate, sustainability is going to be a big factor going forward. Performance is very important for us because if we don't perform, we simply don't get paid. Sustainability and innovation are correlated. Innovation in shipping is happening mostly in the areas of decarbonization, which we are also as a company looking at in depth going forward. And trust, integrity, and honesty is what was this company founded on, and that is what we operate this company on. That is something which we have all learned from Captain Narayana. The whole team focuses on that. Strategy is something very very important for us. We always make sure there's a strategy in each contract that we take in, and how we execute the contract and how we go on to the next contract. So we always focus on these five pillars when while taking the company ahead. So this is basically a small snapshot of the journey from 1992 onwards till 2023, how we have come. The various milestone contracts which helped us proceed to the next step. So there are many contracts. We have just shown a few of the contracts that basically helped us move forward and take this company to where we are today. So from 1992 to 2010, the various contracts, the critical contracts that we got is depicted in this slide. And in the next slide, we have those contracts running from 2011 to 2023. Yeah. The recent contracts that we have got is not shown here, but up to 23, whatever milestone contracts, that is basically the certification that we require, statutory certification that we require to do crew manning, to do technical management of ships, and to own ships and everything. So we are also ISO certified. All our management systems are certified by DNV for ISO compliance, and we have all the certification from the Government of India Digi Shipping for operating a shipping company and for recruiting of seafarers and for operating of ships in India. These are some of the accolades that has been given to the company and the promoters during various years, operating various ships and operating the company. So these are some of the software that we use in the ships and also in the offices, where because when we have a large pool of seafarers, almost 2,000 seafarers we have in our pool. When you have such a large pool of seafarers, it is very difficult to do manual things. So we are now doing everything on a software-based approach, like many other companies. And on the shipboard systems also, we focus on running the plant maintenance systems and the rest towers and everything on a software-based approach. These are a few snapshots of the software that we're using on board our ship and ashore. These are the few of the clients Most of the clients that we have shown here in the past with whom we have worked and with whom they are working now, all those clients are shown here. So basically, you'll see a lot of PSUs and a lot of ports and a lot of government organizations also in our clients. And equally, we have a good number of private clients also with whom we have worked and with whom we are working now. This is where we are present. We have an office in Bombay. We have an office in Cochin. We are headquartered in Chennai, and we have a satellite office in Kakinada, which helps us in the East Coast market. These are the ships that we own and chartered. So on top three are harbor crafts, which are all working. That is ABS, Rohini, Venica, and Dhruva, which are all working with the Chennai port and government. The down left is MV Erin, which is a DP2 chemical carrying specialized offshore vessel working for ONGC on long-term 5-year contract. Second one on the bottom side, the middle one is ABS Anoki, which is also anchor handling towing supply vessel, continuously on charter with ONGC since 2024 with contract visibility till 2027. The last vessel that you see is MV Celestial, also an owned vessel, which has been with us, a ship that we built in a shipyard in China, and it's been with us since 2015, continuously working for ONGC since then, with further visibility that we see going on till 27, 28. These are the glimpses of the scientific research vessel that we are operating for the government of India. The Sagar Nidhi is the first one you see. It's a very big, the biggest, one of the biggest research vessels the government of India is having, operated by the National Institute of Ocean Technology. For these 6 vessels, we are giving total management for the government, where we take care of the technical management of the vessel, the crewing, the certification, the agency, the catering services, also the operation and maintenance of the scientific equipment to our partners. So we have 3 ocean-going research vessels, which is Sagar Nidhi, Sagar Sampata, and Sagar Kanya, and 3 coastal research vessels, Sagar Anveshika and Sagar Tara and Sagar Manjusha. Out of these vessels, 3 vessels, in Nidhi, Anveshika, and Tara, we have helped government take over these ships from the yard and continue setting up the operations of the vessel from the shipyard delivery onwards till today. So overall, we are owning and managing one DP anchor handling and towing supply vessel. We own and manage one DP2 platform supply vessel. We have chartered in a DP2 multi-purpose offshore support vessel, further chartered to ONGC. We are owning and operating 3 harbor crafts. We are total managing 2 DP ocean going research vessels, 3 coastal research vessels, and 1 fisheries oceanographic research vessel. We are giving crew manning services for about 4 mini bulk carriers, about 10 oil tankers, and about 10 odd passenger vessels. The company is led by Captain PB Narayanan. He has already given his introduction to you. Then we have Ms. Srilata Narayanan. She's also the non-executive director of the company and been there right from the beginning in 1992. Ms. Aarti Narayanan is the director of the company. She's also a qualified maritime lawyer, and she's also representing the company in various maritime institutions in our fraternity. And I am Captain Jeevan. I am the whole-time director. I am also a sailor myself, having sailed from cadet to master, and now looking after the day-to-day operations and the strategic movement of the company going forward. We are ably assisted by a very versatile board with Mr. Vasudevan, Ms. Leona Ambuja, and Mr. Swami Rajendran. Now we are led in our operations by Captain O'Neill Dheer. He's a veteran in the offshore oil and gas field from in the Indian oil and gas field, having served many of the big oil and gas companies. Now we are ably guided by him in navigating the waters of offshore oil and gas. And he leads the office in Bombay. We are ably assisted by Mr. Rajkumar. He's a chief engineer himself, having sailed many years on tankers and bulk carriers, and he's been with us for many years. Since 2007 he has been with us, and he leads the technical department. And we are assisted ably in the finance department by Mr. Anant Narayanan, who looks after the complete finance and accounting and the reporting of the company. So we have ship management, we have ship owning, and we do marine services, and we also service the ports. These are four sectors where we are broadly operating. Uh, so we what we are doing is we own and operate our own ships. We manage. So ship management basically is managing the ships for other people, people who don't want to manage their own ship or who wants to outsource those activities. We come in there, and whatever services they want to give, even if it is not a complete management, if they want only part management, we give that service. With ports, we are doing various services for the ports, especially with all the PSU ports where they follow the landlord mode of operations, where the ports just own the land and the port, and every other activity in the port is outsourced through tendering systems. We come in there and we offer our services to the port in various activities of the port, all marine related activities. So ship owning has been with us for since 2002 when Captain bought his first vessel, and we have been continuously buying ships till then. And it has been a focused approach, not a approach to expand and have too many ships. Always been buying ships, trying to time it right, and also to buy a ship with the contract visibility. So at present we have about 5 ships which we are owning and 1 ship which we're chartered in. And in the medium term, we want to basically expand the ship owning business because the market fundamentals in the offshore industry has shifted substantially to the ship owners' favor after many years of lagging behind. And we are looking to capitalize that opportunity and increase the number of assets that we own and get some good contracts for those assets. Chartering is something which we do regularly. We take ships on either bareboat charter or time charter, and we further charter it to PSUs and oil companies. This is a slightly easier way of doing things, where sometimes you don't have to invest in the asset, but because of the marketing abilities and everything, we are able to lease an asset in various modes and further charter it to other companies. Ship inspection, survey, certification, licensing is something which we do every day. It is part of our core operating activities and something which we do for other people and for in-house also. New building and ship conversion is also a very integral part of our operations. We have in the past 20 years, I think we have built 5 ships from the shipyards, and ship conversions is something which we do in-house for our own ships, and for anybody else who wants to do it, we help them do that also. Sale and purchase is a very important part of our business. Shipping is also about buying the asset at the right price and selling the asset at a good price. So this is a very important aspect, and this also we have been doing it since 2002. Dry docking is an integral part of our operations. Every ship has to be dry docked, which is basically a process where you bring the ship out of the water to carry out its periodic maintenance. These are mandated by the regulatory bodies which supervise the shipping industry, whereby every 3 or 5 years you have to bring the vessel out of the water, carry out a detailed maintenance, and then put the vessel back into operations. This is very important because this basically extends the life of the asset, and it helps us to maintain the asset and keep the assets operational with minimum downtime and loss of charter hire. Single point mooring service is something which we have been doing for past many years. We have done single point mooring operations in the east coast of India for Kane Energy Pty for almost 5 to 6 years in the past, using our specialized production support vessel. and this was something which we have exceedingly done well in the past. In the port services, some of the services that we give are we have built and given pilot boats for the pilotage of the ships in the port, which are used for pilotage, which are used for patrolling activities. We give complete we take undertake contracts from the ports for the mooring services, where we give qualified manpower for the mooring and unmooring operations of the ships that are coming in and going from the port. We also undertake oil spill response and maintaining of oil spill equipments for the ports, because most of the ports are handling oil products and any spillage which happens have to be contained. So this is specialized activity which we do on a contract basis with ports. Supplying of firefighting trucks along with fully qualified and experienced firefighting personnel is something which we've been doing for many years. From 2005 onwards, we've been doing this activity, and we continue to give the services to all the major ports, where we give where we build the fire trucks and we give to the port with qualified manpower. We have about 140 firemen working for us, and we have about 6 or 7 assets also employed in various ports. Um, some of the other activities that we do along with the ship management, as a part of ship management, is catering management, where we look after the complete catering of the ships which are trading worldwide, which basically involves the supply of provisions, looking after the consumption of the provisions, giving the complete catering staff the complete management of the inventory, and keeping the budget for the ship owners, for the catering budgets to be maintained for the ship owners. So this is something which we have been doing from our Bombay office, and we are right now, I think, doing catering services for almost 20 to 24 ships. Catering management also covers housekeeping management. It is a integral part of catering. So these are some of the revenue-wise breakup. We have uh, government contracts, we have PSU contracts, and we have other contracts totaling to our turnover. And this is the year-wise changes in those breakups from 22 to 23 and to this financial year ending. And this is the revenue-wise breakup from owned and existing vessels for FY 22, 23, and 24. And one of the ships on top is something which we have sold. We owned and we sold it as part of our sale and purchase policy. And all the other ships from second ship onwards are ships which are already there in our fleet, and which is adding to our revenues and turnovers. So this is a maritime sector overview of India. So India has got a large coastline and numerous ports now. And Government of India, we have seen that in the past few years, has been improving their policies and encouraging Indians to own more ships. And Government is also, I think, focused on privatizing many of their shipping divisions, and we have seen many policies from the government with related to ports, new shipbuilding, and ship owning also. Government is also focused on a lot of new building activities. They're giving priority to ships which are built in India. Under that priority, under that policy only, we have got the contract from the ports for the 3 harbor crafts, and against those contracts, we built these harbor crafts in India in an Indian shipyard under the Make in India thing with a high local content percentage, and we have delivered these crafts successfully during COVID time to the ports without much delays. And so that is something which is favoring us. And also Government of India is focusing on gift city and tax rebates for companies to own ships from gift cities during under various models of ownership. And India also has been historically having a cabotage law, which basically favors Indian ship owner with Indian flagship to bid competitively and with an advantage in all the tendering systems across the maritime sector, be it cargo ships, be it offshore, be it harbor crafts. Wherever there is a tender-driven process for acquiring a ship for carrying of a cargo or movement of cargo, Indian ship owners with Indian flagships will always have an advantage over the foreign flagship owners. So that advantage we have been using very effectively in marketing and employing our ships over the past many years. So we basically one thing we have found that in the past many years there has been a lot of underinvestment in this sector, especially in the sector that we are operating because of the low cycle which was going on for a long period of time. There was underinvestment in the sector, which has basically created a lack of supply in this sector, and it is leading to a greater demand. And that is why we have come in. Also, one of the reasons why they come into IPO to raise funds to buy ships and to fill up the supply void with an Indian flagship as an Indian ship owner and capitalize on those on that vacuum. This is basically an overview of all the traffic that has been handled in the various ports across India. And this is our financial overview of the company. I will request Rajnikant Sarji to, if he can give us an overview of our financials to all our listeners.
Thank you, Jivan sir. Happy evening to all. It's a pleasure to discuss about the key financial highlights of ABS Marine Services. Here the chart which shows that the consolidated total income starts from FY22 to FY24. You can see that there's a considerable growth from the revenue side. FY22 it closes like 82 crores, and FY24 it becomes 138, which means there is a jump of more than 70% when compared with the last 2 years. Similarly, the PAT margin and the operational profits also getting increased. Next slide, please. Here is the complete detail about the consolidated profit and loss account of ABS Marine. ABS Marine as an holding company, and also they have a subsidiary of Epsom Shipping. The holding company has a stake of 80% in the Epsom. So all put together, the consolidated revenue talks about 135 crores from the operational side. Other income is 2.86 crore. Put together 138 crores was achieved in FY24. Visa-wise, FY23 113 crore, and compared with that FY22 82 crore was achieved. So you can see then there is a considerable momentum in terms of increasing the operational revenue with the services. And as Mr. Jeevan sir explained that various type of services which has been carried out by ABS, that shows the increment in the top line. Visa-wise, there will be an impact on the bottom line also. You can see that there is a growth on the net profit margin, and currently in the financial year ended 24, we have achieved a net profit margin of 18.41% after the minority interest removal. This is the asset and liabilities of the consolidated financial statements. The equity so far has not been increased because of the last financial year coming to the public issue. Management would like to get the benefit of the accumulated reserves. So we have taken almost 18 crore into the bonus allotment. So by that way, the equity has gone to 18 crores. And after the capitalization of the reserves, still the company is having a worth of 99 crore reserves, which is available in the company in the consolidated financials. Overall liabilities, you can see that the entire liability talks about 184 crores, of which the major amount stands in the form of a net worth that is 117 crore. Visa-wise, you can see the assets which has been deployed by way of the funds taken from the internal accruals and from the external borrowings, all put together. The fixed assets, it's lying now, it's close to 82 crore, and rest of the other current assets and trade receivables all put together, it comes to 184 crores for the financial year 24 is concerned based on the consolidated financials. Coming to the key highlights of the cash flow, You can see the financial year FY22 to FY24. Continuously, the company is showing in a cash flow from the operational side, also on the positive side, and it's been continuously increasing. And on seeing this, there is a considerable momentum in terms of the cash flow. But net cash flow for the last year FY24 alone, it's showing in a negative of 11 crore 44 lakhs, which shows that there is an amount which is outstanding from the client side. These are all the key ratios. Yeah, coming to the standalone, that is ABS Marine Services alone, you can see that FY22 to FY24, it's been 100% growth is there. Similar to that, EBITDA and PAT margin also, it's been growing 100% last 3 years when compared. Coming to the standalone profit and loss account, ABS Marine Services alone had a turnover of 118 crores, vis-a-vis 132 crores. So, which means the majority of the revenue comes from the holding company, and small revenue which has come from the subsidiary unit. And you can see the net profit margin standalone, which shows 16.48, which is a double when compared with FY23. This is talks about the standalone balance sheet. If you see the asset side, 123 crore net worth reserve, which includes the equity capital. Among that, reserves are 105 crore after capitalization of the reserves into the equity. The overall liability is 153, of which 123 relates to the shareholders fund. Visa wise, there was a net deployment of funds to the tune of 95 crores into the non-current assets, and 48 crores towards the current assets, of which 29 crore from receivables. There was a current investment also 10 crore, and you can see the current short-term loans and advances is 5.88, and cash and bank balance is 290. Overall put together, the asset comes to 153 crores. This is the cash flow comes from operations, from investment side, and the financing side, and the net cash flow. These are all the key ratios. Thank you. Over to Anjali. Anjali, you can. Anjali, you can go to the previous slides where Jeevan sir can able to explain.
Yes, sir, sure.
Previous one. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So going forward, uh, we are very keen to improve upon the ship owning footprint that we already have, and we are very keen to increase the number of ships that we own by at least one or two in the upcoming financial year. And going forward, I think we will be keeping trying to balance out the revenues from both ship management and ship owning equally going forward. But there will be more focus on ship owning also going forward. And also going forward in the owning sector, one important thing that will always be there for us is having very fuel economical vessels. Plus, there is a lot of focus on, though it is only a 2% contributor to the global index of carbon emissions, there is still a lot of pressure on shipping to cut it down, to make it zero. And there is a decarbonization goal set up by IMO also to become net zero by 2050, which the government of India has also adopted. It's a very difficult task for shipping industry to meet, because like many industries like steel and other industries, shipping is a hard to abate industry. But there has been a lot of innovation going on the next fuel for shipping and moving away from fossil fuel. So going forward, we will also be focusing on assets where we can improve the technological changes, and having ownership of a niche set of assets which will keep us in good stead for many years to come. That is how we would like to go forward. These are all the things that we are already doing. Our focus will also remain on government-related contracts because we have a lot of long-standing relationships with these institutions with whom we have been working for almost 2 decades now. And we would like to improve our operating efficiency. We are always constantly trying to improve our quality of service and competitiveness. I think competitiveness will not come from reducing of rates and being or by underquoting. It will come by innovation and technological changes and strategy. And we will also focus on maintaining a more diverse set of contracts and customers going forward. Like I said, focus will be primarily on vessel acquisition and further time charter contracts of these acquired vessels. So we have an established brand name and reputation in the ship management for niche vessels, for crew management for with many private ship owners and some government contracts. And we have a very diversified fleet, even though within offshore we are not just owning only one set of ship. Whatever we have is diversified, and people who have been with us are very experienced and they have been with us for many years, and they also have a big background in shipping, including sailing experience. Most of them are people who have sailed on ships and now working ashore as a continuation of the same the profession. And we have always been very good at acquiring the vessels at the right time and at the right price. And we have never failed till today in deploying those assets. That is something which we have been consistently doing since 2002. And we have a very good in-house hands-on management team on with us, and where we focus a lot on cost competitiveness on the vessel management, not by you know not by compromising on the quality of the purchases, but by getting better terms and conditions with various vendors and OEMs. And I think now the time is right to increase the fleet size and acquire good assets and to take the company ahead. So this is the issue overview. Madam, you will give a brief on this.
Yes, yes, sir. So thank you, Jeevan sir. Going ahead with the issue highlights, company is coming up with a fresh issue of around 65 lakh 50,000 equity shares, having an issue size of around 91.70 crore at the lower end and 96.28 crore at the upper end. And the price band is fixed at 140 to 147, and the lot size is around 1000 equity share and in multiples thereof. With regards to issue period, anchor bidding is will open around May 9, 2024 and will close on the same day. And issue will open for public on May 10, 2024 and it will close on May 15, 2024. And the expected listing date is May 21, 2024 on NSE Emerge platform. With regards to pre-issue paid-up capital, the pre-issue paid-up capital of the company is 18 crores, and the post-issue paid-up capital would be around 24 crores 50 lakh rupees, and the post-issue market cap will be around 360.88 crores. Next slide, please. So, so there are two major objects of the issue. So we have an issue size of around 96.28 crores. So majorly we will be using the issue proceeds for acquisition of an offshore vessel, that is for capex purpose, which is around 55 crores, and the bit in around working capital, that is around 25 crores, and the rest in general corporate and issue expenses. That's it. And these all are our issue intermediaries. If you have any queries, you can reach out to us at info@gvrcapitaladvisors.com. Thank you. Over to you, Anjali.
Yeah. Thank you, Neela ma'am. Thank you, Jeevan sir. Thank you, Rajnikant sir, for the detailed investor presentation. Now, I open the floor for the question and answer session. I request all the participants to put your question in the chat box. So, first question is from Vimal Gandhi. Which are countries you dealing with, and are there any plans to expand to other countries? How and when?
At the moment, we are only focused on the Indian market. Earlier, we used to be focused on the Middle Eastern market, and we have worked extensively for many years there. But over the past few years, we have been focusing on Indian market and going ahead with the vessel acquisitions that we are planning. Immediate focus is on Indian market, and with further acquisitions, if as and when it comes, we will definitely try to focus on the Middle Eastern market also.
Next question is from Priyanka. How do we see growth in the bulk carriers?
So, bulk carrier market is something which we've been wanting to enter for many years, and I think it is a market which will be eventually we will be entering there. But the immediate focus is on offshore because there is a larger vacuum there, and asset price to charter hire earnings are more profitable at the moment in offshore sector. As and when we go forward, definitely that is a sector which we are very keen to enter because we are all people who have sailed on bulk carriers in this company, so we are very keen to get in there also.
Yeah. Next question is from Rajesh Patia. What is the government support or incentives gained by your company?
There is no specific government incentives that we are availing, except from the cabotage rules that we have in place, for which gives us the right of first refusal for Indian ship owners to match any rate quoted, any L1 rate quoted by a foreign ship owner within, and if it within 20% of that L1 rate, we have the right to match and take that contract. That is one cabotage rule which is there available for Indian flag vessels and Indian ship owners. Uh, Incentive wise, at the moment there is a new gift city incentive which the government has started offering for ships. I mean, if you're owning a ship out of gift city, then I think there are tax incentives for about 10 years out of any 15 years, which is there for any foreign companies who want to set up a shop in India, and also for Indian ship owners who can set up a kind of an SPV over there and get those benefits. But right now, we are not availing that. We have not set up any shop over there. And only support we are having right now, immediate support is that the ROFR, cabotage rule, and also we have been reading that there is a maritime fund which is being developed by the government of India. It has not yet come into force, but it is under the works, which will basically give funding for Indian ship owners uh, to build ships in India. And also, government is looking at notifying the sector as an infrastructure sector, which if it happens, I think banks will look at lending more positively to this sector.
Okay. So next question is from Rahul Jain. Since shipping is a cyclic business, where we placed in the cycle?
So shipping is cyclical in various sectors of shipping. There are various cycles. In our sector, which is offshore, we are now going from the low cycle and we are going towards the high cycle. So we are in that curve which is moving up right now for the offshore sector. For the other sectors, the cycles are different. For example, if you take the tanker sector, for the product tanker sector, the cycle is at the highest now, a historical high of 30 years. Some sectors like bulk carrier, it is neither low neither high. It is probably at the point of inflection where we have to wait and watch where it will go. But our sector is on the rise at the moment.
Okay. Next question is from research. What is the advantage of ship owning over ship managing?
Uh, Ship owning, ship management is a more competitive business. There are more competitors there, and it is there are, because India is a growing country. A lot of companies are there, and it is very highly competitive market. And it is we are not focused on ship managing on every kind of ship because there are big ship managers in the world who are managing ships in three-digit numbers. So we are only focusing on niche vessels. So our focus has always been on giving total management for research vessel, for passenger vessels. So we are one of the very few players in India who have been managing these kind of assets. So ship owning has got a distinctive advantage because if you own a ship, you get the contracts directly with these with PSUs and the governments and oil and gas companies, and the margins are very high.
Okay. So next question is from Anandi. Who are competitors and your competitive advantages?
So since we are there in different sectors, in each sector we have different competitors. So in the offshore ship owning sector, if you look at it, Great Ship Global is there, Shipping Corporation of India is there, Samsung Maritime is there, Alphard Marine is there. So like that, we have a lot of players in the ship owning sector. Many of the players are not there anymore. They have not survived the low cycles. In the ship management sector, we have different competitors. We primarily compete with Shipping Corporation of India for these government contracts for passenger vessels and scientific research vessels. And in the port sector, we have different sets of competitors like Southern Shipping and some smaller players there in the port sector.
Okay, sir.
And our competitive advantage is basically that uh, unlike many other ship owning companies, we are not in only one sector. We are not a pure ship owner, or we are not a pure ship manager, or we are not a pure port services player. We are there in each of these sectors in different ways.
Okay. Okay, sir. So next question is from Ganpati. Who all are competitor for us and what are all strengths when compared to them?
So I think the first part I have already answered, the various competitors. So
Yes.
the strength that we have is that since we are invested in different sectors of shipping, what one thing that Captain Narayan has done is that he's always tried to balance out ship management business with ship owning business, which has helped us in many ways in surviving the low cycle. There was a question previously on low cycle. So whenever we face a low cycle, we don't buckle because we have a ship management business going on, supporting us and seeing through that phase. So a balance is something which we have kept, which many other players don't keep. They focus on either having a large fleet of ships and focusing on core businesses. I think a right mix of ship management and ship owning, I think, will keep us in good stead in times to come. This is a time-tested thing which we have seen in this company.
Okay, sir. Now next question is from Janam. What is average expectancy of vessels?
I assume you mean the life of the average age of a vessel, or the life expectancy of a
Yes.
vessel. So the average life we can trade a vessel in India is, as per all the regulatory requirement, is about 30 years for our.
Okay. So next question is from Siddharth. Please give vertical wise contribution to revenues.
Vertical wise. So ship owning is about 40%, ship management about 60%, and 50%, and the balance is about 10% from the other sectors.
Okay, sir. So next question is from Mahesh. How many ships you want to add in next 2 to 3 years, and how that will reflect in our revenues or profit growth?
I think in the next 2 years, 1 to 2 years, we are looking to add at least one ship, and our focus is to add two ships. So I think this will definitely have a huge impact on our growth in revenues and also in the margins, profit margins. And I think the third year, fourth year will basically depend upon how we are able to raise funds for further acquisitions or from internal accruals and further bank funding and all. But definitely, I think after second year also we will be focusing on increasing our ship owning footprint. Or probably we will also look at investing in another sector a little bit like I was discussing earlier. Probably we will look at bulk carriers also on a positive note. depending upon how that market is positioned at that point in time.
Okay, sir. So next question is from Narayanan. What type of threats or opportunity does company faces in both domestic and international market?
So, in the international market, the shipping regularly faces threats like the Red Sea crisis, which is going on. The piracy is one problem which shipping is facing in that Red Sea area, in the Somalia area. Then the war is a threat which ships can get affected by. Look at the Russia-Ukraine war. The Black Sea area has been tremendously affected by those wars. Though we are not trading in these areas because offshore per se is focused on a country's oil and gas exploration, which does not go beyond the exclusive economic zone of that particular country. So we our ships are not ships which are carrying cargo from one country to another country, but rather within the country's exclusive economic zone. But generally in shipping, these are the main threats which are there, and also the cyclical nature of shipping is also a risk which is there in this business.
Okay, sir. So next question is from Anandi. How does the insurance work for the vessel that we are coming, that we are owning?
Yes. So all ship owners, if they have to trade the vessel, even if they have to come into a port or move the vessel from A to B, or even if we have to put people on the ship, insurance is an important thing. Without that, we just cannot trade. Not only for our safety, but for the safety of the crew, for the safety of the ports, for safety of third parties, everybody. So there are two kinds of insurance. We have hull and machinery insurance, which basically insures the vessel for the amount that we want to insure it, and we also have P&I insurance, which is basically covering all third-party liabilities. Like for example, if we collide with another person, another ship, or a port or a structure, that P&I insurance will cover all those aspects. If there is a problem with the crew on board, health-related problem or death or anything like that happening on board, the P&I will also take care of those aspects. Hull and machinery will take care of all the damages to the own ship, and any machinery damage or any hull damage, it will be taken care. So we all our ships are insured completely with for hull and machinery with the Class A underwriters in India, and for P&I we go with international group of clubs whereby we have a strong reliability and reliable underwriters with us for paying out any claims that we may come across.
Okay, sir. So next question is from Chaitanya. On EV EBITDA basis, valuation seems to be expensive if compared with peer like Great Eastern Shipping.
Actually, Great Eastern Shipping is not a peer. It's just that we are both shipping companies, but they are a big company and they are completely in a different sector. And I don't think it is a comparable business in the first place. So I'm not sure how can that give a response to that, because I think they're two different companies operating in two different fields.
Okay, sir. So next question is from Jay Bakshi. Why there is a dip in revenue in FY22?
Yeah, FY22, we had a previous contract of ship management with the another government body in Andaman Nicobar, and that contract got concluded. And the next contract with the government for the Ministry of Earth Science was already awarded, but there was a lag in from the government side to commence the contract because of government's own procedures and everything. Though contract was in hand, it took time for the government to hand over the ships to us from Shipping Corporation of India. So there was a staggered takeover of ship in the FY22, because of which there was no continuity in the revenues and there was a break, and then there was a consistent pickup. So it was changeover from one contract to another contract.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Madhur. What is margin differential between own ship charter and facility segment?
Uh, Ownership charter and facility segment, I'm not able to understand. The facility segment means ship management. Is that what they're asking?
Yes, yes. Ship
So
management.
ship management margins comparable at this point in time. Ship owning and ship chartering margins are much more higher than ship management margins. That's for sure.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Arjun Verma. How do you see charter rates for FY25 and maybe going forward? How it has been post COVID?
Yes, sir. So post COVID, there has the change in the cycle for our sector started from post COVID only, whereby there was an acute shortage of tonnage, and post COVID we also saw the increase in the oil price, and we also had the Russia Ukraine war kicking in, and since the price increase in oil started, oil companies have started investing more and more money in capital expenditure for more exploration activity and drilling activities, both in India and abroad. So that has happened post COVID, and we have seen our charter rates increase. So we are seeing that from 23 and 24 charter rates, the charter rates for 25 are simply doubling from what it has been in 23 and 24. So going forward, I think charter rates are going to almost double from the previous years, and they are going to consistently increase and come to pre 2014 rates in the I think in 24-25 onwards.
Okay. Okay, sir. Next question is from Chaitanya. What is your outlook on EBITDA margin? What is headroom for increase with raising share of ship owning?
So I think EBITDA margins, there will be an incremental increase of 15% from the current levels, which will be basically coming in from the ship owning sector, which we are planning to increase.
Next question is from Pradeep. Hi, thanks for doing a roadshow. Roadshow. What is the average contract duration of the company, and what is the contract of the ship Erin is ending?
So various contracts have various tenancy. Basically, if you look at ship chartering contract with oil and gas companies, it will be 3 years or 5 years. If you look at the port contracts, they are 7 to 9 years contracts. Government contracts for ship management are for normally for 3 years, 2 years, and 3 years. And with private people with whom we are working and doing crew management and shipping services, generally it is 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, and keeps on extending after that. The contract for Erin is for 5 years. It will run its course till 2029.
Okay.
2029 and last quarter.
Okay, sir. Okay. So next question is from Sunil. What is the growth expected for the company?
So we are expecting, I think, our revenues to at least increase by another 22% for the next financial year. 20 to 22% is our conservative estimate.
Okay, sir. Next question. Next question is Next question is from Priyanka. How do you see private sector increasing share of contribution to overall revenues?
Private sector, private sector. Basically, we feel that the ships that we acquire now, there is a more possibility of contracting them with private oil and gas companies, and that is something which has been coming up in India. Not only oil and gas companies, EPC contractors in India like L&T, Leighton, Athons, all these people also they keep requiring ships because they keep getting these EPC contracts for development and maintenance of these oil and gas fields. So private contracts are always there. It's just that we are focused on PSUs and government contracts because of stability, and also banks like to see tier one operators and good paying clients when they are lending for your working capital and when they're lending for buying a ship.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Rahul Jain. After listing, what is your vision for the shareholders?
Madam, after listing, increase profits, give dividends to everybody, and increase the make have everybody make money. That is always the motto.
Okay, sir. Next question is from Mahesh. Thank you. Thank you and best wishes for the IPO.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rajesh Bhatia, all the best for your IPO.
Thank you.
So I guess we have covered majority of questions. Now we don't have more questions, so I'll conclude this call over here. So thank you, Jeevan sir, thank you, Narayanan sir, Rajnikant sir, Neelam ma'am for joining us today, and thank you all investor for joining us today. Today's IPO roadshows. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
All
Thank
the
you.
best, sir.
Thank you.
All the best.
All the best,
Thank
sir.
you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.